prediction?
I think Vega has much more experience as a team, and I feel like at times of need, there will be the teams that are more likely to deliver.
Okay. My personal prediction is I see 4CL beating Vega and then losing to Empire. It's been their trend. Like, it happened like that in Dream League, and I think it'll happen here again. But let's focus on
this.
What?
Not like this.
Not like this. We'll see if 4CL could break that trend. First by beating Vega, hopefully for them. IO Tiny, first base.
Normally it's like you ban one of the two.
Right.
That's the thing, like EGM's IO is so good you can't just ban the Tiny, and then 4CL plays so well with the Tiny you don't just ban the IO.
Doom or Shadowfiend, guys?
Well, Vega don't... Oh, I guess Vega first pick, so... It's Dire Doom, they're not afraid of Dire Doom, and they can first pick...
Root?
Oh, sorry, it's Dire SF, so they get Doom.
They don't even pick Doom.
They're not worried about Dire SF as much as a Radiant SF too, so this is like good opening. Do you take
I think
the
we're going to
Tusk?
see a Darkseer right now.
I think Shadowfiend though. You have to pick Shadowfiend.
Yeah, SF Darkseer is
It's
what
either
I'm thinking.
Darkseer or Tusk. I think Saxka's Tusk is pretty damn good. I mean,
Tusk is the Dota
I'm a
2.
Tusk fanboy. Like,
Tusk is the Dota 2 hero, guys.
Yep.
SF
Exactly.
Tusk is what we're thinking.
Dude, if Vega get Tusk and Doom, like
They might not go for Tusk and Doom though.
maybe not. They play the Tusk on support though.
They do, but...
Do you know why I'm focusing on the Darkseer so much? I feel that Nikwa, when he plays the Darkseer, he gives us really, really good blink, wall, vacuum combos.
That's one of his best heroes, I think.
It's his most stable hero. Like, you always expect Nikwa to do very well. Whereas when he plays heroes like Slaughter, or we've seen a couple of Magnus game from him, it just sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. So I'm glad to see them pick him a very stable hero.
And the only issue I have when they have Darkseer or Shadowfiend opening is sometimes they pick like a Bat Rider, they pick too many initiators or too many heroes that need the jungle, and it doesn't work well for them. Like Shadowfiend, Darkseer, and Bat Rider.
Don't pick Bat Rider, basically.
Nah, not together with this.
This was the draft they had when they then went on to pick Bat Rider, and it was like a bit shaky.
But they really like the Bat. They
not
really
together with this too. It's like the draft works together in theory, but when you practice it, everyone needs the jungle.
Right.
It's tough.
I think the important thing here is like normally you go into game one after like a night's rest. Both teams have like predicted how the draft will play out, and 4CL like had no idea what they were going to pick with their opening two. They used a lot of they used some of their reserve time.
I think they predicted that Shadowfiend would be what Vega Squadron wanted because no one likes to play Shadowfiend.
Yes, they were probably thinking that they might have to ban the Doom first stage because there wouldn't be a tiny ban. They're probably thinking like, okay, we'll ban SF, they ban Doom or something, and we'll go from there.
Something caught them by surprise there.
Yeah. Queen of Pain second pick though.
I'm surprised by this one over the Tusk.
It's mostly I noticed in their games versus the Shadowfiend, they will use Queen against a laning partner and try to gank the Shadowfiend more.
Okay.
Like so you try to pressure him in the first few waves. Like there are not many mid lane matchups that can pressure the Shadowfiend. Like Queen is one of them.
Viper?
Yeah, either Viper or Queen.
Wind Ranger?
Wind Ranger not that much.
Okay. I'm saying Wind Ranger because we saw a lot of Wind Ranger solo killing in SF yesterday. So
yeah, but that was
more of SF's mistakes.
Yeah, SF made a mistake. Yeah. So for me personally, I think Queen and Viper are the two strongest. Because you harass, you make sure the Shadowfiend is not full HP all the time. Then it makes the support have chances or openings to come into the lane to make a play or try to kill the Shadowfiend.
So the second ban phase, the one thing that pops out to me is the AA ban. Now, obviously AA is very good against Dazzle, Wyvern. I have seen 4CL pick a Alchemist in the past though. Any possibility kind of weaving that into this draft?
Maybe not in this draft,
because he's more on the mid lane and Shadowfiend's taking that position.
No, they got the Tusk though.
I mean, it's kind of hard because I think you need to ban the Night Stalker more than the Tusk when they have Darkseer, but...
Yep, I guess Night Stalker is harder to deal with.
Maybe you give them the Undying instead of the Tusk, but either way, your lanes are going to be under a lot of pressure against 4CL.
Yeah, it's Darkseer Tusk. If your safe lane is way too weak, you might get in trouble.
They normally put Pasha on pretty strong safe lane laning heroes, though.
There's no Juggernaut. I mean, there's no Gyro, there's still Juggernaut.
Yep. He doesn't play the Queen of Pain ever, really?
Sometimes. He does play sometimes.
Okay.
But I feel like when the enemy has Shadowfiend, Vega has mostly done the Queen of Pain versus Shadowfiend matchup.
Okay.
So that's just about to say, Dazzle not picked or banned yet. Like that to me seems like the prime support left when neither team has their support really. Like you've got a 4-position Tusk on the 4CL side, but Still looking for the EGM hero as well as Vega's supports.
I think if I'm here sitting on the Vega's position, if I don't see 4CL draft a Sun, I'm going to pick Ember fourth. What's the catch?
Yep, that's also
a great laning.
That's also a good idea, but the lanes will be very big.
That's true.
Right now, 4 Clovers, there's still the Wyvern with the Darkseer. They can do
You know, if I'm Vega, maybe not Vega, but like if I'm any other team and they don't pick like a stun or something with good physical damage, I pick Husker. If I'm OG, I pick Husker.
Dude, they have Dazzle. They have Dazzle.
Exactly, but they're not Husker pickers really, but you never know. It's a land.
Actually, do Vega play Husker?
You can change, you know?
Yeah,
you can always change.
Absolutely. That's what like VP did. Suddenly Illidan was playing Husker, and everyone's like, oh, VP is suddenly Husker pickers.
From what I understand is that Husker is a very easy hero, so easy that even Winter could play it. And he doesn't play safe lane.
He's a pretty easy hero to pick up, I think, for
Tell me,
players.
is it easy or not?
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, just look at Jackie. He missed toggle his armlet. It's not easy.
I mean, he just...
What did you say about Jackie the other day? He treads on a very fine line between...
genius and insanity.
There you go.
That was just... He fucked up. Like he looked up at me last night and was like, I fucked up.
This pick is really, really tough for them. They have to make sure that they have a hero or lineup that can deal with Husker.
I think
because
really
it's very, very likely that Vega can pick Husker now.
Here's
not
all,
a great...
They banned the A themselves. That's normally like the best Husker.
Yeah, but because they banned the A,
Right.
now it opens up the Husker.
Okay, so Witch Doctor does not deal with Husker.
Not really.
Well,
very
Maledict's
early on,
okay.
he's got...
Death Ward.
Death Ward is the, like... it's the physical damage from Death Ward, but Husker gets enough armor that he doesn't care about it.
Yeah.
I think this is like, if you're confident in your Husker play, like this is, to me, like
if this
Husker.
is OG or Seeker, they will pick Husker.
Yeah.
Dude, Secret pick
This
Husker
Mineski.
phase 1.
They just look at you,
And then they lost that game.
and then they pick Husker and they smile at you.
Okay, so it's Vega. They don't play much Husker. Normally this would be like the Ember you talked about, I guess, or...
But Ember has a tough lane against Darkseer.
It's either that or they can do Doom safe
Jug.
lane, and if they don't want Jug, they can do Doom safe lane with Dazzle. Laning phase maybe a little stronger, and go for initiating hero, because right now they have Doom and Queen, they don't have a first move hero.
That to me would be more the Vega style, is what you're describing there.
For Mag.
Dazzle with the Doom's pretty solid as well against the Darkseer, or at least solid enough. If Doom gets a good creep, then like you're looking okay.
Or you can eat the creep that has Iron Shell.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of ways for him to deal.
To me,
with
that's more
Darkseer.
the Vega playstyle, is pick up a hero here from Mag who's more like the tempo controller. There are limited options. The Clockwork, probably one of the main ones that comes to mind.
Beastmaster. I think
Beastmaster's
Beastmaster is
good,
a bit better against Seraphine.
Yep.
A little bit. Like Clockwork, I know a life of a Clockwork when there's Snowball. You don't do anything.
Does this feel like maybe a Centaur game?
Winter Wyvern.
Because the stuns from 4CRs are not that strong where you can...
You know,
I'm not a Centaur fan. Whoa, what about Slardar? Slardar is like basically a better version of Centaur, though.
Well, your team can't move as fast. You can move very fast.
I think they only pick Centaur when they have Wiz or a very fighting-based carry
Okay.
they can keep using, or they're up against Doom or Viper.
Yeah.
But right now, Vega is still setting up. It seems to be like a Husker.
There we go. They banned it. Yeah, that's it. You got Dazzle and Wyvern. That would have been messed up if you get Husker with Dazzle and Wyvern.
See, I'm surprised they didn't just pick Husker there.
Well,
But they're not a Husker team, right? So.
Exactly.
No.
Maybe they got to the last pick and they're like, we're not a Husker team, but we got Dazzle and Wyvern.
I think their last pick is pretty open. It's either they can go for an initiator on offlane, or they can go just really greedy. They pick a carry like PL or Ember, because there's not much lockdown right now. And they have really good supports for that.
Someone is picking Slardar here, I feel. Both teams play it. It's kind of
One
like...
team plays it better than the other. I'm not going to say who.
I mean, they have a picture of a Slardar, so it's obvious.
All right. I'm going to say that's not the team that plays against Slardar.
So you are going to say who then?
No,
Actually, no. This
No,
is Nico Darkseer, Bambo Slardar.
someone else is playing
They both... I don't know who... Yeah, they both play the Darkseer and Slardar, so
that.
we'll
Dude,
see.
and then Vega Squadron is going to do Beastmaster versus Slardar.
Oh, dude, we're going to see that 1v1 matchup.
Oh, dear.
I will pay good money to see that one. A little backstory. There was a 1v1 between Bambo and myself. I was on the Beastmaster. He was on the Slaughter, and one of us won. I won't say who, but I did also get expert coaching by Winter.
The key thing is that's like a story you got to tell like 3 years later. Like I beat Envy 3-4 years ago. I tell people today. Like that's the kind of story that's going to carry your casting
Carry my career?
Yep.
Is that, okay.
So what is Vega Squadron going to pick today? Phantom Lancer? Good versus the Am damage?
I think they need catch themselves.
I think you're right. They need catcher. I mean,
Yeah.
Winter's Curse is all they've really got for catch. Like
If they're going down that route, that's only
Beastmaster. Yeah. I think Beastmaster to me is better than like the PL pick.
because their tempo is much more passive if they go for PR.
Or Ember's actually okay. Ember's a safe lane hero who has catch.
But Ember is bad versus minus armor. I mean,
Yeah.
they have Dazzle and Wyvern.
Dazzle Wyvern, it's
Usually
debatable.
Slada and Shadowfiend are heroes that do really well versus Ember.
what?
It's tough though. But I feel like both ways have their merits.
Yeah, and I think Vegas draft overall they're going to be feeling pretty good about. They got Doom, you know, so Slark,
the fish man.
good against Slardar.
I don't know about
his
this
laning
one.
phase is going to be tough though. If it's a Darkseid and Tusk lane, he might have a tough laning phase.
He's got these two supports.
All right, so that's going to be the final pick. I'm not sure we're still on the draft, but let's see what the casters think about it as we'll send it up to Mike and Sev. Take it away.
I'm Mike Loris, going to be joined by More Rage, please, and hopefully everything is going to sound and look okay for everyone. We're in the lower bracket finals. Winner of this is going to be facing up against Empire, sitting nice and comfortably waiting for their opponent in an eventual best of 5. Should be happening right after this best of 3 is completed. Sevi, I think you have some pretty strong opinions on Slark. Why don't you fill us in there?
Poop hero. Very, very poop hero. Especially with amp damage on the other side. Of course, you can purge it off, but they have enough CC to layer with the Tusk, the Darkseer, and the Slardar, and I feel like it's really not a very good matchup for him. Of course, Slardar pick into the Winter Wyvern, not the greatest either.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Slaughter in general. I do think like with the Shadow Fiend, you kind of do need either a hero that can keep, dedicated hero to keep Shadow Fiend alive, of which 4 Clovers don't really have. Like they have defensive tools and the Snowball and the Surge, but they don't really have that hero. Well, like Vega supports. Look at the Dazzle, look at the Winter Wyvern. Like those are kind of what you would like to have with the Shadow Fiend. But that being said, Slaughter does give you more offensive power. So why do you need to keep your Shadow Fiend alive if your Shadow Fiend is just gonna kill everyone?
For all you Dota 2 Lounge fiends, I got a quick bet for everyone. Over under on how many fights Saxa completely saves and turns with the Snowball. I'm gonna say 2.5.
2.5.
And I'm gonna take the over.
How does he save half a fight?
Well, it's just to ensure that 2 is under and 3 is over. That's how odds work.
Yeah, I don't know shit about that. I just say it. I mean, I just have like a zero understanding of that. By the way, let's introduce these players. Let's see who's going to be playing what. Because for Vega, they're going to put Mag on the top lane for Doom. It's going to be a very heavy poking lane for him. Probably not going to prevent Slaughter if he is going to go up there from getting any farm. No one is on the Queen of Pain. Pasha is on the Slark. Got Solos, Dazzle, and Sioma's Winter Wyvern. Get that pronunciation perfect,
yes, we were
I'm sure.
instructed by local Russians on how to say that. So, over on their side, 4 Clovers, looking really good in the group stage. A little shaky thus far in the playoffs, though. Pycat's going to pick up that 1 position. Shadow Fiending towards the mid lane. Nikwa going to be on his darts here. He's played really well.
He's going to not grab the bounty room, and now Snowball's going to come right in, taking a lot of damage. However, there is a heal. There's a cast when he bounces through to negate that heal. Sioma's going to fall. First blood drawn by Pycat, and he gets his souls. Oh so shit, smart. This is suddenly a terrible lane for Vega.
So smart. Yeah, I noticed he didn't raise there, and I looked at his skill build, so very well played overall. And EGM, he's going to be picking up that Witch Doctor alongside his Shadow Fiend towards the mid lane. Saxa on his Tusk. He's excellent on this hero. Nikwa the Darkseer as aforementioned. And Bambo picking up one of his signature heroes as well on the Slardar. So very comfort heroes thus far. Wow, no one getting right-clicked almost to death mid lane.
Feels bad, man. Okay, so we were already talking before how the defensive supports, we've seen a lot of Bane, sitting in mid lane, trying to provide that little bit of poking power towards that mid laner. Both sides not really super strong. I feel like at this point when you have, by default, 12 souls, you don't really need that much help as a Shadow Fiend. Like, the matchup otherwise is pretty mediocre, but this is making it a lot better. Oh, Saxa down towards bottom lane. He's going to snowball away to the creep. Centaurs are kind of angry. Nikwa is here with Ion Shell damage in solo. He's going to take a... Oh, well, okay, never mind. No one's going to take that much damage, but everyone's going to be fine. Mag up towards top lane. He's going to get crushed. Right clicks from EGM should not be enough. Level 1 Scorched Earth, not super imba, but it is enough to keep him alive.
Yeah, we were discussing in the draft at least how neither team really has a super scary dual lane mid, so it's not too surprising to see as wow, no one, speaking of which, his team 2 raises to the face. He's got no regen left, but does have a salve coming out. It's going to allow him to stay in lane for now, but 200 gold already here as a couple of waves in. It's looking a little bit rough in the mid lane. And Vega, for their side, no one has really been kind of the linchpin, and he's been what they go off. I mean, when no one has a great game, they tend to win. So it's scary beginning for them.
I mean, bottom lane, Pasha is getting quite a bit of farm and really doesn't have to worry about dying in this lane. Yes, Surge, Ion Shell maybe is going to be enough to kill him. But yeah, I was going to say, like, this bottom lane for the Vega side, the only real thing that they're lacking, I mean, they have defensive power up the wazoo, but the only thing they're lacking is really good setup for the pounce. But when that pounce anyway, Nico can take a lot of damage. He's going to surge himself out, so he's probably not going to die here, but still, it's very, very little committed from Vega. But here comes the snowball. Suddenly, Slark is going to get 100 zeroed from however much he started out with. Of course, Saxa is going to swoop in and grab that kill. Slark definitely did not see that one coming and really failed to lose tower aggro as quickly as he really needed to.
To quote Winter, Tusk is a hero in Dota 2, and Saxa is certainly a very capable player on that one. They are going to bring Solo over to the mid lane on the Dazzle to try and allow no one to catch up here, but PyCat is already sitting pretty. 13 CS, 7 denies up against this Queen of Pain.
You make that point about when no one does well on Vega, then Vega tend to do that much better. PyCat is really the hero that is going to make or break 4Clover's game. If he gets picked off 2 or 3 times, it doesn't seem like that's super likely given the supports and given the overall cast on Vega. Then 4Clovers are almost just completely boned right now. There's not much the other heroes can do to make up for this lack of damage should PyCat fall behind, but he's just got himself like an absolute huge gift in those souls, and he's just not going to let go of this lane. He's now doubling up the Queen of Pain's CS, which you really wouldn't expect from this matchup. You'd expect Shadow Fiend to be doing well, like not getting crushed, but this is Shadow Fiend crushing, and that is a real rarity.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that's really beneficial is that having those early 12 souls, he's been able to use his raises strictly for harassing rather than having to use them to accrue the souls and last hit. So no one has been completely shut out of this lane. In fact, not only will he get a regeneration rune on the Shadow Fiend, but he's forced the Queen of Pain back to me.
Oh man, that feels so good if you're 4Clovers right now. Just going to stay the course and wait for Bambo to get his items up. He's getting a lot of experience on this top lane. Really, there's not much that Mag can do about that. But Mag's doing just fine himself. Doesn't really have to fear Bambo all that much as long as he has Scorched Earth available. And for the most part, he should, crush, right clicks. Really, he doesn't care that much. He's got enough regen to be fine with that. Bambo's got the power treads, and now it's going to be that long 2,000 gold trek towards that Blink Dagger. But once that happens, 4Clovers should also have some sort of item on PyCat. Should be the mechanism, or Sneakwa is going to get that. So some form of damage item on PyCat. Then it's time to go. Vega are going to need a lot more time to get all their heroes up online unless they get like some random amounts of action going. But Solo walking in, taking 2 raises, not a great start. Dazzle and Winter Wyvern do not gank.
Yeah, and it feels like top lane, despite having solo experience, EGM has done a good job of denying it up from Meg. They're sitting on level 4, and Bambo is almost level 6 on this starter. We talked about
bottom lane dive. Sioma is going to fly away, and it looks like they couldn't quite find Pasha, so never mind. Continue.
I mean, we talked about how poor Slardar is as a hero when he's behind, but it doesn't feel like that'll be the case in this one. And interesting skill build mid lane as well. In order to help Solo out, or in order to help no one out, Solo has 2 points in that poison touch. So his shallow graves may be hard to land with the limited range that he's going to have in the next couple of levels.
And Shallow Grave up against the 4Clover side seems like it could be an all-star. Their damage is high, but it's not really super bursty.
Right.
So you have a lot of flexibility. You have a lot of time to just, really get it to the wire when you're talking about those Graves. This is definitely a rare build that we're seeing from Solo right now. Most of the time for Dazzle, it's 0 poison touch, or 1 maybe for a little bit of poking harassment, but for the most part 0. And then you just got to max out that heal, get that Grave going, get that to higher levels, increase the range, drastically reduce the cooldown, and that's really where it's at. But now Dazzle may or may not be gimped. He has not really helped out the Queen of Pain that much. Now he's sitting on 2 points of a skill that really he doesn't want to have, especially when Nico and Saxa run around from behind. Double Ion Shell, Snowball, not going to be used just yet. They know no one is in the middle, but they're going to Snowball in. Bounty Rune's going to get grabbed, but the raises, not going to be enough. She's going to get away, but now they're going to Shard. No! Solo gets bumped out of it. Shards are just so weird sometimes, dude. That looked like it should have latched.
I don't feel like that's the target you go on. If you're 4Clovers there, I mean, he obviously has the Blink and the squishier targets and the Dazzle and the Wyvern. Probably an easy kill there, but either way, still continuing to try and shut down this Queen of Pain, and at least they deny up some of the regen that she gained from that Bounty Rune, having to already expend 2 charges that should return to lane.
Oh, this is looking really good for 4Clovers. They're going to hit their timing pretty much on the dot. Pasha, do you have anything on his courier? Is this anything? Bottle? Yeah, he's having a rough time down here. He's almost at his level 6, so that is going to, for the most part, there it is, most part nullify that harassment damage that it takes from those Ion Shells, but Nikwa, he doesn't really have that much to fear from just the Slark. Really, it's these supports, I feel, from Vega that are perhaps a little bit too defensive. Like, we were talking before how there's been, this is the first against the Wyvern game of DreamHack Moscow. So you're going to jump in towards Podcat. 2 TP's going to come in, double raise going to be thrown. Only one will land. Snowball, however, is going to come through onto no one. Shards will not quite do it. EGM is there with the chain stun. Blink in 4 seconds. No one. Right clicks is going to fall. 1 kill for 4 Clovers. Can they find anything else? Podcat has survived, so that in and of itself is good enough for 4 Clovers. Now they're going to try to find Sioma, Vacuum. It's not leveled from Nikwa, so it looks like that's not going to be cast, but either way, Podcat lives, and that in and of itself is fine for 4 Clovers, but turning around to get another kill, I mean, that's just aces.
They can probably pressure this tower pretty heavily as well mid lane. I mean, sitting on level 8 now for Podcat. He's got 4 levels in that Necro Mastery. Saxa nearby with the Mangle in case he needs a defensive snowball, so they'll put a little bit of damage into it. Already less than half HP as no one returns back to lane, and Podcat going to be able to secure himself more than likely this 8-minute rule top lane. Meanwhile, Bambo, completely unattended, has already picked up the treads and 1,300 gold on the way to this Blink Dagger. At this pace, you're talking about a sub 11-minute Blink Dagger on this level 7 already, Slardar.
And that's just going to be absolutely terrifying. All the items are coming up for the 4 Clover side, and Vega really don't have any heroes that can be assertive. I guess Slark, super poor man's gyrocopter, if you want to say. Like, yeah, they're going to jump Podcat one more time. Poison Touch is going to be thrown with the Scream Pain as well. They have a Sonic Wave, will deploy it. Podcat's still alive right now. They'll grave up no one. Crush from Bambo is going to come a little bit too late. However, EGM also going to arrive. Chain Stun onto no one. It's going to be 1-for-1. They will doom up Bambo, but he still gets the bash onto Doom, doing so much damage because he already amped him up beforehand. Heal one more time. EGM with the right clicks. Not quite enough. Needs to work on that throwing arm. One more will be enough. EGM gonna grab the kill on Doom, making it a 2-for-1 for Vega. 3-for-1. They pick off Slark on the bottom lane. This is not looking like Vega's game, dude.
No, not at all. And I feel like Pasha is nowhere near fight ready with this bottle pickup. I mean, usually I'm not a big fan of the bottle. In general, against a Darkseer as a melee hero, I mean, often we see PLs go for the bottle as well, so it's understandable in this situation, but something like a Drums would solve his regeneration issues for the most part, especially in terms of mana, as he does have the passive. Yeah, they're going to snowball in onto Solo. He's got the level on Grave. It's on cooldown, though. Walrus Punch comes up from Sax. He's level 6 on this Tusk, and this tier 1 tower is in danger as well. But yeah, something like a Drum of Endurance helps him to be fight ready, and this bottle is not going to be able to serve that purpose. So, I mean, the one thing is for Vega, if we look at it historically, is that 4CL tend to crush the lanes in their game, and then they get a little bit sloppy towards the mid game, where Vega seems to be very sound. But at this point, it's almost seeming like an insurmountable lead. I mean, we're talking 6K gold at 10 minutes in.
It's going to be really sloppy. It's going to be really hard for 4 Clovers to be sloppy because Saxa is such a high level. Like, this is the hero that's going to be making those saves. He's level 6 on the Tusk, and well, EGM, he's level 6 as well. Only has level 1 Voodoo Restoration, so it's not like going to be bailing people out or anything like that, but still, these supports are getting quite a lot for the 4 Clover side, and that is not something that we often see from them. We see their cores getting hit a lot. Podcat is always like almost guaranteed to get a decent time in lane as far as CS is concerned. And Bambo, you know, get his Blink Dagger on a Bat Rider or a Magnus, as we've seen yesterday. And now this game is Slardar. Those are pretty much guarantees for the 4 Clover side, but the supports are really hurt by that. But EGM, I mean, he's a super high level. Usually that's not seen in 4 Clover games. 4 Clovers will have so many defensive tools, including a mech kind of soon for the Darkseer.
Yeah. Speaking of soon, Blink Dagger only 200 gold away. Mid lane, Requiem is going to be thrown out. And it's pretty much a defensively natured Requiem for Podcat there, but it will allow him to back off for now. And they're not really starving for that cooldown. They don't need it too much. They're up 7-1 right now. They can play the farming game until these big items come out, such as the Blink Dagger on Bambo. And with this kill on the Siege Engine, Siege Creep top, he's able to pick it up.
Man, Winter Wyvern doesn't even have level 6 yet. Like, the push from 4 Clovers is going to be coming very soon at the Blink Dagger, and the Mechanism are up. It looks like they're going to smoke, look for someone, and that someone should be postured down towards bottom. And this Slark doesn't really have anything else aside from what you see. 800 gold, not bad, but you need so much on Slark to actually be a significant significant hero, and that is really hard to come by through straight up farm. They're going to Blink Crush onto Max. Snowball's going to come in. Walrus Punch with amplified damage. That in and of itself is devastating. They will take down the Doom. Should regroup up in mid lane with Podcat with the Darkseer, and then this tower should fall. TP is coming in. Oh, yeah, that's a very, very bad idea, no one. It's a good idea to cancel it. Blink Forward Crush going to land on Sioma right now. He does have an Embrace for himself, so he's not going to die solo to the slaughter immediately. However, Shards, oh, they need a little more. A little more, guys. Don't leave just yet. There we go. Winter Wyvern gonna drop, and Highcat did finish off the tower. Another TP is gonna be canceled.
Yeah.
Vega are bleeding heroes. They're bleeding TP gold. They can't afford this.
Generally speaking, I would call that a risky move to go for the Wyvern that deep, but they knew that the TP was canceled towards the mid lane, so no one wouldn't be able to join the fray quick enough, and it was by virtue of that advantage, 4CL are able to take the tier 1 and a kill. They are just playing, knowing their limits very well here. They'll even steal a stack for Highcat, who didn't have any prepared for him in his own jungle, but had such an advantage early on that they traded that for farm on both the Slardar.
Can Bambo solo kill Solo right now? I mean, I guess I could just say solo kill. I don't have to say it twice, but Solo doesn't have a TP. He doesn't have Grave.
Yeah, he's dead.
It's free food for Slardar. It's a freaking feeding frenzy here for 4 Clovers as they lead 1-10 right now, getting more and more cash. And this is, to some extent, what 4 Clovers draft was supposed to do, but it wasn't supposed to do it until like 15 minutes. They're getting their stride really early because of how well their lanes went. And
yeah.
I mean, sooner's better than later, right? It means that Vega's Slark has pretty much nothing but power treads. Doom has nothing substantial. Queen of Pain has nothing substantial. Really, all these heroes have nothing but upgraded boots and a handful of, stat items, which is not terrible, but they really need something big to compete up against the Mechanism, the Sange, the Blink Dagger on Slaughter, and these are all going to translate into much bigger items down the line.
Yeah, as 4CL, you group top, you take that last tier 1, and you start to force the more important towers at this point. They cannot fight with the Blink Dagger initiation and the Mechanism on 4CL's side. They've got the Sange on Pycat and soon to be an SNY for him. He's more or less unkillable at this point, especially with Saksa behind him, ready with that defensive snowball. And even level 1 Voodoo Restoration from EGM. I mean, there's just sustained damage on Vega's side, and it's almost negligible at this point. They're talking about completely underleveled heroes at every lane. So, I mean, Nikla gonna TP top, join his team, and they have really no hesitations about 5 manning here. They're not losing out trades, as they are going to be taking towers off the map.
Full duration weave might help Vega a little bit, but even that, I mean, that's a skill with so much upside potentially, but even that's not going to be enough. And 4 Clovers, they have all the time in the world right now. They can slow roll this tower, and Vega making a defense may seem attractive, but it's probably not what they want to be doing. They know that if they give up this tower, then their tier 2s are going to be starting to drop, and if not the tier 2s immediately, then it is going to be Roshan. They're going to get in really good position. Highcat going to get Doom. No raises, no wrecking right now. No one's going to jump in. Sonic Wave on only Saxhauer with the curse there as well. Tusk is not going to die. He gets mixed up. Let's put him to the snowball right now. Bambo. There's a really nice crush in the background. Wall drops as well. Forcing everyone from Vega back. They don't lose anyone. 4 Clovers. Death Ward's going to push them further back as Solo is on the run. Search for Highcat. One more whack. There it is on the Dazzle. Going to grab yet another kill. No one does have a blink, but he's not even going to use it because GG is called. 15 minutes. Not even on the clock. No Roshans. Did the tower even fall? No, the tower's still alive, dude. This was an absolute stomp of a game.
This is the 4CL we saw in the group stage. Crush the lanes, completely roll with it, start to 5-man. I mean, Vega hit their whole combo there, more or less. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose my prediction on Saxa saving fights because there were like 3 fights in the whole game, if you want to count 5 on 5.
He didn't have to save anyone because he was just killing people all day.
He saved himself in that last one.
Oh, yeah.
So. Well played to 4CL. Vega, definitely a team that we see with some resolve, some resiliency, but it's going to be hard for them to take it back after such a disheartening loss in Game 1.
Being demoralized this hard, like they didn't even get a chance to play Dota. And a side effect is, the reason is because I feel their Winter Wyvern and their Dazzle, you pick one of those heroes, right? 2 of them, that's just a little bit too much. You don't have any offensive power, and they were really super passive in the lanes, and that really cost them. Guys, we can send it back to the panel.
Pass.
Slug was not the pick there.
Stark was definitely not the pick, but Tusk definitely was, because I think that's what really really made the game so easy for them.
They made it easier for the Tusk because their laning phase was way too weak. Like with Slug is a hero that is not very strong at the laning phase. I would consider Slug a little similar to Amber. First 2-3 levels, you're extremely weak. Actually, even for Slug, it's worse because you're very weak until you get your ultimate. For Amber, you can make the argument when you hit level 4 or level 5, you're okay in the lane. But the first 2 levels are hard.
Okay, so there were a lot of things that went wrong for me. The bottom lane obviously was one of them.
It's a domino effect because as Queen, you want to be able to, like I mentioned, the reason why you lane Queen versus Shadowfiend is you're able to harass the Shadowfiend and then you get the Shadowfiend low, then your supports can come in and kill. But because they had Slug in safe lane, He's like, guys, I can't farm.
He
Iron Shell.
needed the support protection, but it's like even if they tri-lane the Slug, they can't get kills because it's Dazzle Wyvern. They have no like initiation. They have no stun.
They had level 2 poison touch.
They had
Yes,
pounds.
let's level 2 poison touch. What's the deal there?
The lane was way too difficult. It was Tusk and Darks here. So it resulted in the difficult situation in the mid lane where the Queen of Pain had, I think he had 10 CS and Paikat had 25, maybe 20 or 25, like double his CS. It was all a result of their last pick. Then they couldn't help the middle lane. If, say you played normal way, you have a carry that's self-sustained like a Juggernaut, and then the Wyvern can start in middle lane. You harass the Shadow Fiend first. That's how a normal game should start, right? And then the Queen of Pain wouldn't fall so behind. And then the Doom is like whatever he does at top, whatever. You don't care. You just focus on winning your safe lane and middle lane.
So what you're saying is Slug was not the pick.
Yeah, it was
Expert analysis.
It was way too weak. Yeah.
I mean, I'm
really
just expert summarization of what he said.
It's like, you know, when you look at the game, did anyone play very badly? I'm just asking it. Did you see anyone from Vega play really, oh, that guy, he didn't skill Grave, but it's a result of the lane. Everything that happened in the game was all a result of the last
It's
pick.
like, let's say he didn't go that build. Does it really matter? Not really.
I thought the curse into Sonic Wave at the last fight was not the best.
They were already
But I'm
screwed,
nitpicking.
I remember like as soon as they did that, I was like, they should just curse the SF because he's the one they doomed and Tusk was next to him. So then try and kill the SF. I don't know. Because they doomed the SF and they can't even focus him down.
Yeah, I think, but I think overall, that situation, they were already like pretty screwed.
Oh yeah, that was like the Hail Mary at the end. But
well, that was quick game 1. Game 2 is coming up next. Do we expect Tusk to get let through for Zaxa again?
I
think it can be.
You have to pay a lot of attention to Tusk though.
That was a second stage Tusk, so they very much could have banned it out. But at the same time, let's say that's instead of Tusk, it's Undying. I think the lane, the draft is just as bad, but you don't have the same utility out of an Undying. Like
the Tusk got them the first blood.
Yeah, the snowfall. Yeah, I think the Undying would not have been as bad for like finding, like they wouldn't have gotten as many kills, but the lane still would have gotten wrecked.
But you could argue that Undying is stronger in the lane though, than Tusk because of the decay.
No, there were a lot of kills that was only possible because of Tusk. Like that kill against I think Dazzle, where they just rolled him punch and he was just dead.
But I think the Undying would have caused more problems in other areas, like Winter is saying. The lane is stronger, you can push, like Undying SF, you're just going to break towers really easily, so it was really tricky for them, because, and if then the other hero they banned was the Night Stalker, like do you let the Night Stalker Darkseid through?
Sure, yeah.
You're also in for trouble.
They even could do something like Spirit Breaker and Darkseid as well.
I just felt like the better route would be going for another utility hero like Beastmaster and just put Doom on safe lane. Then it would actually be less pressure on them. Maybe you can just park the Dazzle with the Doom and the Wyvern can help the Queen.
I feel like going back to the start, to me the one pick to me that could have been different and made it a very different game was instead of the Queen of Pain picking Gyrocopter. If they had Doom Gyro.
Yeah, that would also be
they needed a Gyro for this. Like, I mean, you mentioned Jug, but I think Gyro is like the ultimate safe lane here to have.
We were also discussing about maybe Doom plus Tusk. That was also another possible option for them if they do not want to ban them.
Yeah, like it was very much in Vega's hands with the second pick, the Queen of Pain.
I didn't think Queen was the pick there.
But it's the way they approach SF. They always do that, and sometimes it works.
Yeah.
But this game, it didn't work. Was not because of the Queen of Pain. It was because of other factors.
I get it. So I know you don't like to really call out draft, but is this as close to an out draft as you could get, sort of?
Yeah, it's pretty. The draft pretty much was quite difficult for Vega this game. Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, so we do have a couple of graphics coming up next to show you the numbers of the game, but as you could expect, the numbers will be extremely lopsided.
Yeah. 14-minute Dota.
Yeah.
We've had 2 14-minute games, and both of them were Vega losing. They got 14 minutes stomped by MVP as well, so.
Well, that was in the
group stage. Yeah. But
actually, didn't MVP also lose like a very, very short game or so?
They won 2-0 that series.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
I think they lost one of their games was really quick.
Okay.
If I recall correctly.
Like 20-something minutes. Yeah. Well, this is a good start for 4CL. I mean, we could feasibly get the grand final started in like an hour. Would they even start that early?
We start today later, man. It's going to be early, quick day. Yesterday, everything was 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 until we got to the last match, so.
You have to build the hype, you know. The last series, maybe you go 5 games.
Good. That's what happened yesterday. Last series of the day goes 5 games. Well, they got 2 kills at the end? I thought it was 1 kill, but I guess they got a second one.
I don't know where they found it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like I feel like I don't think we actually talk about is that when Vega are very successful, solo support hero is a hero that can roam and get a lot of kills. This game they were a
Night Stalker, Lina, those are his 2 best supports.
Yeah, and even the Tusk.
Yeah.
I feel like I would prefer solo to be on those heroes to control the early tempo, win your mid lane especially so you can gank, and try to play more to focus on getting solo and aggressive hero that he can dictate the game rather than, oh, I'm just a dazzle, I'm gonna, try and win my lane with 2 points in poison. I don't even have Grave and I went to middle, so.
Did they even kill the Shadow Fiend here?
I think
Oh,
they
okay.
did. Yeah.
That was their 1 kill.
That's their
until
one
that. The very last fight, I guess they got their 2nd kill like after the GG call.
Yeah.
Or like during the GG call.
Yeah, but this was already really bad because they lost all their lanes. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
you're not expecting Doom to win his lane, right? He's alone there versus 2 heroes, and Queen of Pain lost the mid lane. Safe lane was kind of bad as well. And here was the fight that you were talking
Yeah.
about.
That Sonic Wave did no damage to the SF because of the Winter's Curse plus Sonic Wave. You can't really use them together because of the damage block. Unless you're the hero that you've cursed is like a hero you have to kill.
Yeah, I think you either want to use the curse, and then as soon as the curse ends, you throw the Sonic Wave.
But the problem is, say, even if they curse the Shadow Fiend, was it a good enough curse? Like, if they get one man curse.
It was only Tusk who would have been hitting him, which I guess is the heroes. I don't think they will kill him during the curse.
No, I don't think it would want to
They
fight.
snowball afterwards. He gets in the snowball. He doesn't die. Like, yeah.
They were basically screwed then. So they needed a really, really good curse as
I mean,
well.
we can talk about how they mis-execute one team fight. That doesn't really matter. It's like we're nitpicking.
Overall strategy that was
Yeah.
very, very bad in the game versus what 4CL had.
Well, hopefully in Game 2, Team Vega Squadron is going to have a better draft because 4CL took that one way too easily. We're going to go to an average break, but when we come back, Game 2 of 4CL versus Vega, we'll be back.